You don't have a money problem. You have a mindset problem, and it's quietly controlling every financial decision you make. Most people believe they are either bad with money or simply not earning enough. But what if the real issue is deeper? What if your financial behavior is being driven by fear or by ego? Because beneath every spending decision, every investment decision, and every financial habit, there is a psychological framework shaping how you see money. And that framework usually falls into two very different patterns: the scarcity mindset and the wealth mindset. Scarcity mindset is not defined by income level. You can earn a modest salary and still think strategically about money. And you can earn a very high income while constantly feeling financially insecure. Scarcity mindset is driven by fear. Fear of losing money. Fear of making the wrong decision. Fear that opportunities will disappear if you don't act quickly. When scarcity thinking dominates your financial behavior, every decision feels heavy. You hesitate to invest because you are afraid of loss. You hesitate to spend because you worry about future instability. You overanalyze small purchases, yet often miss the larger structural opportunities that actually build wealth. Scarcity thinking creates vigilance. And at first glance, vigilance can look like discipline. But underneath that discipline is anxiety. And anxiety changes the way we make financial decisions. When people operate from scarcity, they often focus entirely on protection. They try to preserve money. They try to avoid mistakes. They try to minimize risk. But wealth is rarely built through pure preservation. It is built through structured growth. Scarcity protects survival. It does not create leverage. Now here is where the situation becomes more complicated, because the opposite distortion also exists. Some people believe they are operating with a wealth mindset, but what they are actually operating with is financial overconfidence. They believe that higher income alone creates stability. They believe that success in their career automatically translates into smart financial decisions, and that belief quietly leads to something else: lifestyle expansion, comfort spending, status signaling. This is not wealth thinking. This is consumption disguised as success. True wealth mindset is not about confidence. It is about structure. It is about understanding that income is temporary, but systems are durable. People who operate from a true wealth mindset ask very different questions. Instead of asking, "Can I afford this?" they ask, "Does this strengthen my long-term financial position?" Instead of asking, "Will this make my life more comfortable right now?" they ask, "Will this improve my financial leverage over time?" Scarcity mindset protects money. False wealth mindset spends money. But true wealth mindset allocates money. It recognizes that every dollar has direction. It either moves toward consumption or toward independence. And the reason many high earners struggle financially is not because they lack intelligence. It is because they are unknowingly switching between these two distortions. Sometimes fear dominates. Sometimes ego dominates. But neither creates the stable structure that wealth requires. Because wealth is not emotional. Wealth is engineered. It is built through deliberate allocation, long-term thinking, and systems that function regardless of how you feel in the moment. So the real question is not how much money you make. The real question is this: when you make financial decisions, are you protecting out of fear? Are you spending out of confidence? Or are you allocating with intention? Because that difference determines whether your income produces comfort or independence. In our next episode, we'll examine something even more practical: why budgeting fails for most people, and why discipline without behavioral design collapses over time. If this episode challenged the way you think about money, Subscribe now so you don't miss episode 5. Because the real secret to financial progress isn't motivation, it's systems.